Hey viewers, Michael Warren here from Essential Guitar Lessons, and let's learn how to play No More Tears on Guitar by Ozzy Osbourne. Now we'll cover all the guitar parts and do the solos at the end. If you enjoy this lesson, like and subscribe, and check out my YouTube channel Essential Guitar Lessons. Lots of songs and lessons for all levels, and new ones uploaded weekly, and I'll put a link in the description for you. Now with this song, they're in drop D flat tuning, so let's quickly run over that for you. So for our tuning, our top string is tuned down to D flat there, or C sharp on your tuner. Then the rest of the strings are just tuned down a semitone there, or a half step. So A is now A flat, D is D flat, G is G flat, B is B flat, and E is E flat there. So it's drop D flat tuning. So let's get into the song now. So for our intro, we're using the slide. Now when we're playing with a slide, we play on the fret bar there, not on the fret. So when we say 5th fret, I mean on the front of the fret bar. So we're going to start on the 5th fret on the D and the G and slide slowly up to the 7th fret. And then on the B string we play 8, slide back to 7, and do that again. And then we play 7G, 7D, back to 5 on the D and the G. And once we've played the 7, we can just slide back to that 5 and we don't have to play it. So, and then we play the 5 on the D and the G and slide up to 10. Then play the 10 on D and G and slide up to 12. And then we're just going to slide up the neck and come back down again. And then we repeat that again, 5, slide to 7 on D and G, 8 to 7, 7, 7, back to 5, 5 slide up to 10, 10 slide up to 12, do our slide up the neck and down, and to finish that off we're just playing the open E, A and D string. And that's our intro there. So it could be a little tricky if you've never used a slide before. So let's try that up to speed now. And that's our intro there. So now let's tackle the verse. So our verse, we're just playing the E, A and D open and we're palm muting. 3rd fret E, A and D, back to the open E, A and D. So then we're sliding from the 3rd fret up to the 6th fret on the E, A and D. No palm mute on that one, and then we're palm muting 5th fret, E, A and D, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 3rd fret, and they're all the E, A and D palm muting. And then play the open E, A and D. And then we're sliding back from the 3rd fret up to the 6th again, E, A and D. Now this changes a little bit here. We're playing the 5th fret E, A and D palm muted. Then just play the 3rd fret E, 5th fret E, and then we just play the 3rd fret on the E string, and this is where we do our pinched harmonic. And then just play the open E, A and D. So we play that slowly for you now. And that's the first part of our verse. Now I'm leaving my slide on there because we need that for the next part. So let's try that up to speed now, that first part. And that's our first part. Then from there we're going to play the open D and G, 10th fret D and G, open D and G. So then we're going to use our slide, D and G, and this is all on the D and G, slide up to 13, and then play 12, slide back to 10. Then do that again, 12, slide back to 10, and then play the 10, slide up to 13 again, and then again 12, back to 10, 12, back to 10, let it slide down, and then just play the open E, A and D. So that part slowly. And they're the two parts we use in the verse, and we just play that through 2 times. Now the last one, after our slide, we don't play that last open, we go into the next part. So let me play a couple of times through that verse for you. And then from there we go straight into our pre-chorus, so let's have a look at that. We've slid down from our 10, slide back to 12, and then we can slide back down. This time we're going to play the open E, A and D, and 2nd fret on the G, 3rd fret on the B. So it's just a D chord there. We're going to hold that for 1 and then palm mute, 2 and 3 and 4. So we're only going to 4 there, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now we're going to move up here, 2nd fret on the E, A and D, 4th fret on the G, 5th fret on the B. We're going to hold that for, because we're finished on the 4 and, so 4, 4 and 1, and then finish the bar off with 8 notes there. And 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we're just taking that shape, moving up 1 fret, holding for 1 and, and then palm muting 2 and 3 and 4. Then we're coming back to the B flat power chord there. So we're playing 1st fret on the A, 3rd fret on the D and the G. Hold that for the and 1 and 2. So 4 and 1 and 2. Then we're going to play the D string, slide from the 3rd fret to the 5th fret. Then we're going to do a trill between 3 and 5 on the G string there. So we're just hammering on and pulling off there. And then we go back to the start again of that pre-chorus. Let me do that slowly for you. Then we just repeat that all again. And 2 and 3 and 4. Jump up again. And 3 and 4 and 1 fret up. Now this time we go back to the B flat again. 1st fret A, 3rd fret D and G. Hold for 2. Then we're going to slide up on the D and the G string up to the 9th fret. Play the 9th fret and slide up to the 10th fret. Then let it slide back, and that's our pre-chorus. Let me do that up to speed. It's not too hard there. And then from there we go into to our chorus. Let's try that now. So for our chorus, we're going to play the open D string, 7th fret on the G, open D string, 5th fret on the G. Then we're going to slide from the 3rd fret to the 5th on the A, 4th fret on the G, open D, 3rd fret on the D and the G, and then we're just going to do this palm muting 5th fret E, A and D, 6th fret E, A and D, 5th fret E, A and D, and back to 3rd fret E, A and D. And we do that 3 times. So we do that slowly. And we play that through 3 times. Then the last one's exactly the same, but we finish on the open E, A and D. So you just play it through all again there. So let me do that up to speed for you. And that's our chorus there. From our chorus we go back to the verse again. This time we only play it through once, so we're not putting the open E, A and D after a slide. We're going straight into the pre-chorus. We do that exactly the same, and then from there we go into the chorus and we do that exactly the same as we just did. Then from there we have this solo rhythm. We have a break first and we have all the orchestra playing there, and we'll tackle the solos at the end as well. Now let's have a look at the solo rhythm. So we're going to start with the build up, and this is all played on the E, A and D string on the 5th fret. And we just do palm muting 8th notes build up there for 2 bars. 1 then 2 then 3 then 4 and 1 then 2 then 3 then 4 and. Going back to the 3rd fret 2 times. Then 5, 3, 5, 0. Then we're going to come up to the 10th fret, palm muted. 12th fret, and then palm mute the open, 10th fret, 12th fret, open. So let me do that first part slowly for you. Then the next one we go back to the 3s again, 2 times, palm muting, 5, 3, 5, open again, so same start part. Now this time we're playing the 5th fret, E, A and D, open, 3rd fret, open, 3rd fret, open, and then we just go back to the first one. So let me do that second one slowly for you. And then back to the first one. So nothing too hard there. Let me play that up to speed for you. Then from there we're just holding the 3 on E, A and D for a bar. 2, 3, 4. Move up to the 5th fret, E, A and D, hold for a bar. 2, 3, 4, 7th fret, hold for a bar. 3, 4. Then move up to the 8th fret, hold for half a bar. 1, 2. Same on the 10th fret, 1, 2, and finish on the 12th fret. Just play it and slide back down. So that last part there. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And that's a rhythm behind the solo, and as I said, we'll tackle the solo at the end. Then after our solo rhythm we go back to the intro, just play it through once, but don't end on our open E, A and D. We just end on the 12th fret and do the slide up and back. Then we go back to the verse and we do that exactly the same. The only change here on the last one, we play the 13 2 times. So we're playing. So we're playing that 13 two times there. And that's the only difference there. So let me play that quickly through, just the last one. So that's the only difference there. Then we go back to the pre-chorus, and that's all exactly the same. Then we do the chorus, and we just keep repeating that first part 4 times. Then there's a little change in the timing there. It's the same riff again. He's still playing the open D, 7th fret G, open D, 5th fret G, 3 slide to 5 on the A, 4 G, open D, 3 on the D and the G, and our 5, 6, 5, 3. And we do that 4 times. So we're holding that first D a little bit longer there. So. And do that 4 times, and then to finish it off, just play the open E, A and D. And they're all the rhythm parts of the song. Now let's tackle the solos. So we'll do this in 2 sections. We'll do the build-up solo first. So we're going to start on the 11th fret on the G and slide up to that. Then play 11, 12, 14. Do a bend on 12 on the G. Play 12, 11, 9 to 10. Now do a bend and release on 12, pull off the 10. 2 bends on the 12 G. Then do a bend and release on 12 G. Come back to 11. Play 11 again. 12, 14. Now we're going to do a bend on the 13 on the B string. Then we bend on 12. We're going to bend, release, pull off the 10 on the E string. And then bend again. Then do a bend on 15 on the E string, bend, release, pull off to 13. 2 bends on 15. Then do another 3 bends on 15. 2, 3. Then just play the 15 and bend that and play the B string as well. Just play that once and then do a bend 15 on the E string, bend and release, pull off to 13. And then just play 15 on the B. So let me do that slowly for you. Bend on 13, the 12, the 15. And we're starting to pick the tempo up on those last bends on the 15. So let's do that one more time up to speed. So now for our heavy part of the solo, we're going to do a bend on 13 on the B string, play 10 on the E, back to B, 13, 10, do a bend on 12 on the G, play 10 on the E, bend and release on 12 on the G, pull off the 10, back to 12 on the D, then we're going to play 12 on the G and the B, 12 again on the D, 10 on the G and the B, and then back to D, 12, 10, 12. So that part slowly. And then we're going to play 12 on the G, pull off the 10, 12 on the D, and then do our 12 G and B again. Back to 12 D, 10 on the D and the G, back to 12 on the D. So. And then we're going to do a bend and release, pull off back to 10 on the 12 G, just play 12 on the D, 12 on the B and the G, and then G, 12, 10, 12 on the D, and then we do our 12, B and G again, 12 D, 10, B and G, and then D, 12, 10. So that's a little confusing there. Let me do that whole part slowly for you. And then from there we're going to the bend again on the 13B, play 10E, and this time 13 pull off the 10 on the B, bend on 12 on the G, then play 10E, 10 on the B, hammer onto 13, pull off the 10, back to 12 on the G, 10 on the B, now we're doing a 12th fret on the G, bend and release, pull off the 10, and then G, 12, 10, D, 11 there, so slowly. Let's do that part up to speed. That's a little bit tricky, it's going quite fast. Then do a bend on the 15 on the E string, then release it and pull off the 13, and then 15 on the B, slowly. Then we just do 15, pull off the 13 on the E, 15 on the B, back to 13 on the E. Then do a bend on 15 on the E, play 13 E, 15 bend, and then we're going to do a bend and release, pull off the 13 on the 15, and then back to 15 on the B. So that part slowly. Now from there we're going to be doing a lot of pull-offs. We're going to be going 13 on the E string, pull off the 10, and we do that 2 times. And then on the B string 13, pull off the 10. So you can bar the E and the B string there, and we do that 4 times. Now just move up, 15 pull off the 13 on the E 2 times, and then 15 pull off the 13 on the B, and we do that 4 times. Now we're coming up again, 17 pull off the 15 on the E 2 times, and then on the B 18 pull off the 15, and do that 4 times. So let me do that part up to speed for you, all just pull-offs there. Now to finish off, we're going to play 15 on the B, 13 on the E, hammer onto 18, pull off the 13, and we're going to do that 4 times. So it's like a little sweep there, and then we're going to move up 17 on the B, 15 on the E, hammer onto 20, pull off the 15, and we do that 4 times. So again, it's like we're just doing a little sweep there. And then to finish off, we do the bend on the 20th fret E. And let that slide down there as well. So that's that second part of the solo. Now let's do that up to speed. So there are all the parts there, so I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.